Over the past 7 years, I have built and optimized my home office spaces to fit my work and productivity needs. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 home office upgrades that I can't live without. So be sure to stick around because I'm going to show you a few things that I think you'll find helpful for your own setup. Starting with number 1, my monitor. Obviously, I can't work in my home office without a monitor, but it goes a little deeper than that. When it comes to your use case and the productivity needs of your home office, it's really crucial to figure out a monitor setup that's going to work best for you and your workflow. Over the years, I've tried so many different monitor setups that catered to my needs at the time, but it was always kind of ever evolving as my work needs changed, my monitors changed. But now currently, I just recently switched to an ultra-wide monitor. This is the Dell UltraSharp 40-inch 5K ultra-wide monitor. This thing is probably one of the nicest monitors I've ever purchased, and I was very hesitant to go with an ultra-wide monitor because I've used them in the past. They never really worked for me. I had one in my old studio with a 48-inch television above it. It was fine, but it didn't really work for, I guess, what I needed it for at the time. But I wanted to take another chance on this just because of how my desk was laid out, how the home office was set up. So I decided to go with it and check it out, and I absolutely loved this thing. I really wanted more screen real estate for video editing, whether I'm using the entire length of the ultra-wide or bringing it down to more of a standard 16:9 aspect ratio, and then multitasking and having other pages up on the side. And I really love how I'm able to build out this screen to fit the needs of my workday. I also like that this is more screen real estate, but still a single monitor, so I'm not going overboard with the rigging of this monitor on my desk setup. There's less cables involved, there's only one monitor arm, so it really keeps things clean and minimal on the desk, so I can still kind of keep that simplified looking setup. So I think it's very important for when you are setting up your monitor to really take a look back and figure out what are your needs, what are you going to sometimes use it for, what are you going to mostly use it for, and really take those things into consideration when deciding between which monitor you're going to go with. Next, let's talk about power and connectivity. Starting with this APC battery backup. This is a very helpful home office tool that essentially helps protect your hard drives, your motherboards, anything that can be fried in the event of a power outage. So how I incorporate this into my desk setup is I usually run power to one single surge protector, which is going to power monitor, lighting, things that aren't as crucial and that don't have as much of an issue if they were to suddenly lose power. That will all run into one surge protector on my desk. Then I can run that down, plug it into the battery backup. And then when it comes to the larger hard drives, like this 48 terabyte hard drive array, this will plug separately into the battery backup. This is essentially always plugged in with a battery reserve, so in the event of a power outage, it's going to keep everything powered. There's also software that you can set up so that it will automatically trigger when this loses power and switches over to the battery reserve, and it will safely shut down your computer. They used to have it for Mac, they don't have it anymore. I think there are ways to set it up that way, but I haven't really had much luck doing so. But I just use it as kind of a fail-safe for when I am working, and if something trips, I know I have time to shut everything off and I'm not gonna have any issues. Moving to the connectivity side, I think a very important upgrade for a desk setup is having a USB or a Thunderbolt hub. What this does is basically expands the I/O of your computer, especially if you're running a laptop that is restricted in the ports that it has. This is just going to give you more options. So when you plug this hub in, you are now gaining multiple USB-C, Thunderbolt, Ethernet. You're adding all of this stuff to your computer with the ability to keep it right in front of you on the desk. The two I would recommend looking into are the Anker Prime Thunderbolt 5 dock, that's what I'm using here currently, and also the CalDigit docks. This is the TS4, and I would highly recommend this one. This is gonna help keep everything powered and connected into one place. You can run everything into that one hub, and then the cable will run out to whatever computer you're using. If you are enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a thumbs up right now and consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, now number 3 is wireless lighting. And what I mean by this is not literally wireless lighting, but it's lighting that I can adjust wirelessly on my phone. I'm gonna split this into 2 parts. One is a filmmaking lighting setup, which I use for the studio, and the other is just the overall lights that are in this home office. Starting with those, I absolutely love the Philips Hue system. It's a bit pricey to kind of get into once it comes to getting the hub and adding everything to it, but it's just nice being able to adjust everything on your phone. I also have this little wireless remote that is just mounted right next to my light switch. There are a ton of different options for this: LifeX, Govee, tons of like Bluetooth options that I would highly recommend, and I'll put links in the description for some of those that I recommend. But it's just nice to have the flexibility to adjust your lighting rather than just turning it on and off. Now on the other side of the lighting spectrum is the actual like production lighting setup that I have here. I made another video that fully breaks down how I, kind of permanently lit this for making YouTube videos, but this is all also wirelessly controlled by my phone via Bluetooth. And it's, again, nice to be able to adjust my lights and dial in the shot that I'm setting up without having to get up and go to each individual light and adjust the intensities of it. Having streamlined control of your lighting in your home office is something I couldn't recommend more. Moving on to the next upgrade for my home office, this is storage and organization. Now I kind of have two different parts of storage in my home office. One is gear storage for all of my camera gear, and the other is just a cabinet that stores hard drives, books, and it's kind of used more as like a set piece more than anything, as you can see back here. Let's start with that real quick. This is the IKEA Ivar cabinet. I just love the look of it. It has this really cool kind of gritty gym locker vibe. I think it looks great on camera, but it also serves a functional purpose. I'm able to store a lot of my archive hard drives that I don't really use much here, but it's just nice that it not only serves as organization, but also kind of a set piece to make this office look better. On the other side of the room, this is my Husky workbench, and this is where I store all of my camera gear. This is a very popular option for filmmakers. Not only can I store gear here, I can also work on the gear. So if I need to build my camera or organize something, get stuff ready for my shoots, there's also power on the side so I can charge all of my batteries the night before a shoot, which I typically do right here. These are very popular in the filmmaking community, and it is for good reason. It's, I think, one of the best multifunctional workbench for filmmaking tools. The last thing, and it's something that I could, I guess, technically live without, but ever since I've added it, I really enjoy using it. This is a modular desk setup. It's not technically like built to be modular, but I essentially just put two different desks together. One of them has caster wheels on it so I can wheel it around, and I'm able to move this around anywhere in my office for different sets for filming YouTube videos, or again, if I'm working on a project and I just need more table space, I can pull this out, put whatever I want on it. If you're looking into getting a new desk, I would highly consider just getting two different desks versus getting a dedicated L-shaped desk, because it's just going to give you more options for moving this around in case you do want to use it as a prop desk, or maybe you want to have a gaming setup in a totally different corner of your home office. Now you can just slide this over and it becomes the gaming setup. There's a lot of things you can do with just having extra tabletop space, and that's what I've found with having this modular setup, is I can really use this for whatever I need. So yeah, those are just a few home office upgrades that I've found to be very beneficial for me personally, and I think they'll be helpful for you too if you are building a new setup or just trying to optimize your space a little bit better. Now, some of these things are incredibly obvious, but I just wanted to talk about them because maybe it would help spark an idea for your own space. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one.